is not to go beyond 2018, because when you go beyond 2018, you're essentially trying to trade past market environment, which may not be happening in the moment. So I stick to the previous 1 to 2 years, basically. This is going to be in the market fluidity database. Yes. Yes, yes. Yes, it will be. And let's go towards, we're in 2020, let's go to like March 2020, 29th, and we're only going to do Sundays. We're going to start with Sundays. All right. Yeah, Corona created a really, really new market environment. All right, so these are the dates we got. We got April 28th, April 2019. We got 9th September. We got this. Let's do April 28th. 28th April 2019. 9/9. All right, let's do 9/9/2018. 9/9/2018. Let's just download our data here. All right, it's downloaded. Update all the news. Close, new simulation. All right, we have GBJPY, and we're gonna go to, what's it? 2018, 9/9/2018. Okay, we got this. Starting capital is going to be, let's do 10,000. Actually, let's do 5,000. 5,000 leverage, we're going to use 1 to 200. History on the charts, we're going to put it at 150. And then we're going to start the simulation here. And now we're going to load up the charts. Start with the weekly. Start with the daily. 4 hour. 1 hour. 30 minutes. Maybe 15 minutes. Let me see if it's recording. Okay, it's recording. Very good, very good. All right, so we're going to start adding the charts here. 15 minute, 30 minute, 1 hour, this, daily, weekly. Perfect. Naked charts. Go to daily. 4 hour. Yeah, so these are just saved templates I have here. Do you have loaded news? Yes, I've loaded news. So if we go to news, news are loaded here, all the news. So we can see when the next news is going to happen. All right, perfect. So what we're going to do is we're going to start off with the 6 a.m. Eastern. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go towards 6 a.m. Eastern here. So if you look at the time, this, when we selected New York close, this is 5 p.m. Eastern here, right? So if you go towards, this is 4 a.m. Eastern, 4, 5, 6. This is essentially 6 a.m. Eastern right over here. So what's happening right now is that we have to now go to the higher time frames. And what we're going to do is we're going to analyze from the high time frames, and let's see what more information we can find, right? So starting off with the weekly. Weekly seems like it's doing some sort of a bullish movement here, starting to come up over here. We're not really sure how far it's going to go up, so we're going to go down to the daily here now. Let's take a look at the daily. Daily seems like we're creating some sort of support in this area, but at the same time, it does seem like that we also creating some sort of a resistance, right? So we have a support forming here because we're going to look at this most recent area, and then we have a potential wick fill up till this area, because daily is rejecting this area. Now we're looking at the high time frames, and we're looking at the high time frames to see, okay, what's the bias? Where can the daily candle go to? What's the most logical area for the daily candle to go? And just by looking at this, it seems like the most logical area for a daily candle to go is to up to fill this wick, right? So what we're going to do is we're going to place a line over here, and this will be our target on the smaller time frame. So let's take a look at the 4 hour, right? So 4 hour formed a support right down over here, and it's in a bullish momentum. There's a range up over here to fill, and this is the daily wick fill, right? And now basically if we're looking for the 4 hour to continue going up or the daily to go up, we need to find a support forming on the smaller time frames, right? So we're going to go to the 1 hour time frame, and we're going to see some more information here. Now 1 hour, basically what it did was it broke, it created, let's say it created like a very shitty support over here. Kind of like if we just do it like this, there was support formed, and then there was a resistance formed in this area here, right? You have a resistance forming in this area. Now let's take a look at the 30-minute. 30-minute is kind of like retracing down, right? 30-minute is retracing down. So let's just clone these zones on the 1 hour onto the 30-minute. Now you see 30-minute is kind of like, trying to retrace down. So maybe it made a high, it may come down to this area, make like a support, and then continue to go up. I don't see the zone you draw. I don't know why. Can anyone else see the zone? Yes, perfect. Yeah, Yasser. Yasser, you're an eye doctor, man. You gotta do something. It's funny because Yasser is an eye doctor. Oh, man. All right. So we're gonna let this play here. Yeah, so basically price made a high over here. So now you'd want to see it price create like a support, to continue to go up. So we'll have to wait here to see what happens here. We're looking at the 30-minute, kind of want like a 30-minute support formed to see if price is going to continue to go up. Let's take a look at the 1 hour here. So see the 1 hour here has broken the low of the previous 1 hour. So it wouldn't, I don't know, it's broken the low, so it seems like it is kind of like creating a support. 30-minute candle has closed. So let's look at the 30-minute candle. 30-minute candle closed bearish, which is good. So now it created a high, breaking this resistance, and now it's starting to come down to create some sort of a support, right? So we'll have to wait how it creates a support. Check news. There is no news for GBP. Nothing. No news. So this is I think if we see a support forming, this is a really good example of a break above this area, a retest to create a support to continue up to retest this high. So 30-minute candle is about to close. 30-minute candle closed like this. We saw this example, right? We saw this example in one of our examples in the presentation where this candle closed like a weak body. Looking at the 1 hour, 1 hour also closed bearish, right? 1 hour also closed bearish. So there's a high chance this 1 hour is going to go bearish. 30-minute candle closed like a weak body. I mean, if the 1 hour closed bullish and 30-minute closed like bullish, then could have taken a sell. But at this point, kind of like, I guess it's better to wait a little bit. Ooh, see, it's breaking the low here on the 30-minute. So we're not sure what's happening right now. We're just letting it form. See now, if this candle is closing in right here, now we have this candle close, right? We have a 30-minute candle that's closing like this. Let me just scale this up here. Could this be a buy? Could we take a buy over here? I don't think so. Because if I take a buy at this candle, stop is going to be like 10 pips, right? 1 hour is kind of like this. So no, not right now. Probably going to wait. We're not going to look at the 15-minute because they are weak confirmations. Oh, wow, look at that. God damn. And price is about to... See now, this is where it's breaking above the high of the previous 30-minute candle, right? It's breaking above the high of the 30-minute candle. A 1 hour candle is also heading bullish here. 15 minute is a little bit of a mess, so we're going to ignore 15 minute. But the 30 minute is breaking above the high of this candle. So even if you were to execute a buy over here, this would be, I'd say like a 15 pip stop, and you could expect price to come up over here. Now this is really important, right? Sometimes these are impulse entries. Impulse entries are when candles break the highs of the previous candles. We have a whole webinar on this. So based on that, I'm going to take a buy over here. Like look at like a 2% buy here with stop loss at like 15 pips. So, okay, perfect, right? Because if this candle starts to go up higher, let's say, oh, it wasn't a good buy. Okay, yeah, it's gone higher. Now it makes sense for the next candle to continue going bullish, right? Because we've broken the high of the previous candle. There's a range to fill up over here. Let's take a look at the 1 hour. 1 hour has also formed bullish, rejecting that area. So if you look at it from a perspective that, okay, what's the probability it's going to go up? You could say, okay, well, there's a very high probability it's going to go up. Also, this is the New York Open as well. You know, you're taking notes of this time too. If this is the New York Open, this means that this is going to be a this is going to be a volume push right here. Why isn't your stop loss below the bullish candle? My stop loss is right over, because I don't think price should continue all the way down to break this low, because this is like the median support, right? This is a median support. And I think it shouldn't come all the way down here. If it starts to come down there, then I will have some room to maybe take off percentage of the position. How would you manage the loss if that flipped? Well, if it flips, then we're going to see how we can manage the loss. But so far, it's good to continue up to this resistance level here. Let's take a look at pips here. We're up 9, 5, 6. This 30-minute candle is about to close. Oh, 30-minute candle has closed. Now, at this point, now someone asked the question, how could you enter another position? Right? How could you say that, okay, now you want to take a second entry? So I think at this point, this is the point where you could say, now if you look on the 15 minute is like a bearish candle. It's kind of like messy. We're not sure what's going on. But if you look at the 1 hour, 1 hour makes perfect sense to continue going up to maybe, you know, like 144, which is like around 10, 18 pips away. We look at the 4 hour. 4 hours now starting to go bullish. There's a 30 minutes left for the 4 hour to close. It makes sense. It's going to go bullish. If you look on the 30 minute and if we want to take another entry, I think this would be a nice entry to take right at this point, because like, you know, at this point we could have a 10 pip stop, right? We could have a 10 pip stop, and we could possibly bring our stop loss from down over here to up at break even and really manage this trade. Because now if we close partial, maybe close 50% and just let it run, right? Because if it continues up till 144, I think that's going to be a very, very good target till 144. And hold on there. Wow, what a move. What a move over here. Did not expect that at all. So probably gonna close most of it here, like 75%. Close it. Put stops at break even. How do you put it? How do you put it at break even? Modify this. Okay, it's in profits. Okay, put this in profits. Yeah, perfect. Didn't really expect that movement. Oh, what the fuck? Where is it going? Yeah, so I guess that was a lucky trade there. Thank you for Sacha. Sacha told me to go to 9th September. I think this was Brexit. Yeah, I think this was Brexit. There's no news. Yeah, this has to be Brexit. Let's take a look at the daily. Yeah, daily filled the wick and daily continued going further up. 4 hour also went up. Yeah, this was Brexit here. Weekly also went up. Well, this was one trade here. This was a lucky trade. You know, like sometimes when you're following your plan, why not move stop loss for runners somewhere above break even? Yeah, that's fine. We caught like 50 pips out of it, so it's good. You know, it was a news event, so that's why. Just following my plan. All right, let's move to the next session here. Let's move to the next New York Open, the 6 a.m. time. Look at this candles move. Oh wow, still moving bullish here. Okay, so this is London Open here, 3 a.m., 4, 5, 6. This is 6 a.m. Eastern, right? So now when we're looking at 6 a.m. Eastern at this point, what we want to look at is to see where the weekly is. So looking at the weekly is still bullish. Looking at the daily has reached some sort of a resistance, right? Daily has reached some sort of a resistance. It bounced off some sort of a support. Now, looking at the 4 hour tapped into this price here, which is 145,500, right? 145,500. It tapped into 145,500. If we zoom in here a little bit, what we find is that maybe 4 hour is creating a resistance at this area here as well, right? And now it's also creating a support down over here. So at this point, we're just identifying support resistance on the 4 hour time frame. That's it. That's all what we're doing right now. And then we're going to go to the 1 hour time frame, and we're going to go to the 1 hour, and we will see, okay, 1 hour basically formed some sort of a resistance. This candle broke below all these lows. So at this point, we're not really sure what's happening, but what we do know is that price has tapped into this area as well, which is some sort of a support, because see, wick came all the way down towards 144,700 and it tapped it. So we're not really sure what's going to happen at this point. So let's take a look at the 30-minute. Let's clone this onto the 30-minute time frame. And 30-minute has gone out of the screen over here. All right. So now looking at the 30-minute time frame, doesn't it seem like that we created a low and price like kind of like retracing to maybe retest the low down over here and then continue on down over here? This is what it seems like, because there's some sort of issue here, because we broke this support when this candle came down, and then we broke this support, this one, when this candle came down and this candle came down, right? So we've broken these supports. I think for buys, we want price to break and close above 145,220 to continue going up to this area, which was the recent support, which got broken down here. For sells, you would want price to break below this kind of like a support that is forming for price to continue moving down. So see, now we've mapped out two possible scenarios. We've mapped out a buy and we've mapped out a sell. You know, so now we just basically have to, like, you know, kind of like wait. See, candle is breaking up, but it's not closing up. You know, you need a candle to break and close above this support to continue to go up, right? Because in the moment, what's happening right now is that this is a support, right? And this candle, when it came down, it broke through this support, but it closed above support. The next candle, it broke through the support and it closed below support. The candle after that, it closed bullish, but it closed below support. Right now, if this candle breaks the low of the previous candle, then it means that there's a very, very high chance price will continue to move down. You know, but if it doesn't break the low, then there's no sells. You know, so for buys, you need this candle to close above that resistance turn support as well. So I think that's what we're going to look for. See if it starts breaking the low over here. we could potentially take a sell, or maybe put a sell stop over here too, which is going to have like a 15, 16 pip stop loss. This candle is about to close in 3, 2, 1. See, now the 30-minute candle closed bearish, right? Now this could be a very nice opportunity. Now there will be two opportunities, or break below previous candle. Now there will be two opportunities, right? Someone said inside bar. I don't know what inside bar means. So there'll be two opportunities, right? One opportunity is going to be an aggressive trade, which will be to say that, okay, well, you know, we had support over here. This candle closed below support. This candle closed below support, but it closed bullish, which means there's no trade. Then you had this candle, it closed bearish in a bearish momentum, closed below support, turned resistance. There's a very high chance for this candle to now continue moving down. That's going to be an aggressive trade. A conservative trade is going to be when someone will say, okay, I'm going to wait for price to break this low and then anticipate it to fill this wick here at the bottom. Isn't that too aggressive? I just said it's aggressive. Man, I don't know. You know, I just said it's aggressive. So, I mean, you guys have to listen. Let's see here. Price rejection 4 times. So, okay, so it's going to be like a 15, 12, 13 pip stop. 13 pip stop here. Sell. And then someone could have a sell stop down over here. Because you have to ask yourself, what's the probability of price going down? Just ask yourself this. What's the probability of price going down with respect to what's the probability of price going up? You don't have to overthink. Most 80% people don't take trades because they talk themselves out of a trade. They overthink trades. You can't overthink. If you look at this with all the explanation I've given, there's a very high probability of price to go down, and there's a low probability of price to go up. That's it. Your decision has already been made based on probabilities. You know, for price to go up, you want candle to close above 145, 2 to 3. If a candle is not closing above 145, 2 to 3, you don't have to worry about buys. That's it. That's why you have conditions. You know, a condition for buy is for price to close above here, then you can take buy. If a price closes above here, and if you take a sell, then there's something wrong with your ability to read price action. Because we had support, we see price closing below support, we see candle closing bearish. It makes sense for price to continue moving down. You know, so we're up like, 10, 12. Yeah, see, so we missed the entry over there. For him, where will we take profit? We have a support to the left. Do we consider that? Well, okay, so this is where the profit. So now, normally, when price goes into like 10, 12 pips, this is where I'm closing percentage of my positions. That's it, 10, 12 pips. So you're right. This is a support. This is a wick fill here. This was the target. Done that, put stops at break even, and that's it. Let the rest run. Let the runner run till this, hopefully it fills this wick over here, and that's going to be the perfect trade. Yeah. Right? So the price action was there. Price action, it made sense for price to go down. So the probability was there to take a sell. And this candle closed like a week. See, now we can start trailing our stop. So if we trail our stop, we're trailing the stop above the highs of the candles. Now we've trailed the stop in a little bit of a profit. And if you look on the 1 hour, 1 hour just makes sense for it to continue down to fill this wick down over here. And this candle is about to close, and once this candle closes, I think, oh shit, okay. Now it's moving even further down. So maybe take profits here because it's reaching a support, and that was the trade. You close 50% of it, but you risk 2%. What if you close it at 10% for 50% and the another 50% hit break even? You gain as longer than you risk you took. Yeah, it's up to you. It's up to you what you want to do. Risk is very, very personal. Risk is very personal. take risks based on what I think is right. You can take risks based on what you think is right. If you think you can close 50% and less run, that's perfectly fine. Some people are better in numbers than I am. I just look at things very, very in a simplified manner. If I'm up like 10, 15 pips, I'm securing 75% and letting the rest run. That's just how I operate. You know, someone might operate as saying, oh, at 10, I'm going to close 50%, but you risked more than your gain if it hit break even. Yeah, that's true, but I'm securing profits. I'm securing profits at the same time. Like if my stop loss was 13 pips and I was risking 2%, and if I'm securing profits at 10 pips, right? If I'm securing profits at 10 pips, I'm securing less than my gain. You're absolutely right on that, but I'm still securing profits. The aim here is not to, here's the thing, right? If your stop is at like, 13 pips and somehow price doesn't go to 13 pips, sometimes price doesn't go to one-to-one risk reward. What if price goes to like 8 pips and starts retracing and hits you at stop loss? Then what? Right? So myself, I'm always securing profits. I'm never getting stubborn. Now you see like price fell 40 pips more, but I was okay with my targets. I was okay with my profits. Yeah, no problem, Martin. So let's go to the next session here. So this was just like one trade per session, right? So we're going to go to the next session here. See, so from here it just started retracing and starts doing its dance, walking into Asian session here, and this is the London Open here. London Open, 6 a.m. Eastern. We are at 6 a.m. Eastern now, and seems like price is ranging at this point. Let's take a look at the weekly. Weekly is bullish here, whatever. Daily is, that daily candle closed bullish at resistance, right? Let's take a look at the 4-hour here. 4-hour is, let's remove everything. All right, and let's see if we have a support over here. Sometimes I get too passionate, I have to walk my dog. Thanks for your time. Oh, thank you. Thank you for showing up, man. Really appreciate it. So 4-hour is creating a resistance up over here. Perfect. So we are in a range. Right now we are in a 44 pip range. Let's take a look at the 1-hour. 1-hour is basically also ranging. Seems like 1-hour has created a support down here, and at the same time it's creating some sort of a resistance up over here. So I think this is a very difficult trade to take at this point. Let's just go to the 30-minute time frame. This is the 30-minute time frame, and 30-minute time frame is also creating a resistance up over here, and it's creating a support down over here. It does seem like that the next 30-minute candle can retrace, respect this low, and then continue moving up. In 1 hour, why aren't we taking the recent resistance? Which one? This one? Because this is the main resistance right here. If we take this, this is like a minor resistance here. So we're taking this one right over here, right? So now when you go to the 30-minute, it makes much more sense to look at this, because this is like a minor resistance and that becomes your major resistance right over here. So, I mean, it does make sense to take a buying opportunity at this point. And let's see here. So it's a 10 pip stop loss here. Let's look at the 4-hour. 4-hour is continuing going up. Seems like the 4-hour candle can come up to fill this wick, which makes sense. That wick fill is at 145.420. Let's look at the 1 hour. 145.420 is right over here. Makes sense. Let's look at the 30-minute. 145.420 is over here. Makes sense. So this is a 15 pip target, and this is almost like a 10 pip stop loss. And we're going to take a buy, and we're going to let the trade run. Oh, wow. Oh, shit. Well, I guess the probability wasn't there. Yeah, so we lost this trade. It is what it is. Yeah, there's nothing that we can do at this point. So yeah, so now, the 30-minute candle closed like this, looking at the 1 hour. 1 hour is still kind of ranging, so we're just gonna wait to see how this 1 hour candle closes. Why you let the full stop loss hit? Thank you. Because it just hit really fast. There's nothing we could do. That's why. It hit really fast. There's nothing we could do, and price just started to continue moving down. The 1 hour candle is about to close, and after this 1 hour candle closes, we're going to investigate and see what really happened here. No, I don't think there was news. I think there must have been some Brexit news here. Okay, so the 1 hour candle just closed, right? So let's take a look at the 4 hour here. The 4 hour, basically, it was at support at this point, right? It was at support at this point, and then it came down, broke it. It made sense for it to continue going up. There was enough range. Let's take a look at the 1 hour. 1 hour, I think the problem with the 1 hour was, I think Bashir was right, that there was some sort of a resistance here on the 1 hour. There was resistance here on the 1 hour. And if we kind of look more closely, seems like this candle went bullish, this candle went bearish, and this candle closed below the bearish candle. So I think it was a little aggressive. Yeah, should have waited for a candle to close above this area to take a buy. So yeah, it didn't broke over that. Yes, resistance and support there. Yes. Yes, I think that's why it didn't really work out the way I expected it to work out. Looking at the 30-minute, I guess it did tap into this minor resistance and then it came down, but it made sense for it to continue going up for the 4 hour wick fill too. So yeah, I think it is what it is. It just made sense for it to go down. Let's take a look at the 15-minute here if you see some more information. The 15-minute also was bullish, and next one just broke the low and started to come down. So you can see where we were stopped out. We were stopped out right over here. So yeah, honestly, I would take this trade every time it would show up. I would take this trade every time it would show up. So I think this was like an uncalled loss. Didn't really expect this to happen. But since now, what's going on is now since 1 hour has passed, right? 1 hour has passed and price has really came down. So I think at this time we can start to look to see that, okay, how can we take a winning trade, or how can we see now? Because realistically, what has happened now is that price has broken this low right over here, and once price has broken the low, it kind of would make sense for price to continue moving down, because what you would want to see is you would want to see like a break. So this is a break over here, a retest, and then continue moving down. So let's take a look here, see how this plays out. Because for that break and retest to happen, we would want to see a candle closing bearish. We can't take a sell now because, candle is still open, so we can't take a sell. So I'm just waiting here. 30-minute candle is about to close. See that? If you look at that, look at this, man. It was bearish. In the last minute, it pulled all the way back up. See, candle closed bullish. There's no sells. So we're waiting. And the candle is still open right here. Would this candle be the bullish or bearish? What? Would this candle need to close bullish for retest or the wick? I think it needs to close bearish for a retest. If it closes bearish, then there's a good opportunity to take a sell, which is closing in 3, 2, 1. See, it closed bullish. There's no sells. My daughter said you sound excited. Yeah. See, like there's no sells here. We're just waiting. Just waiting here. This is the NY open here as well. There's no news. There's USD news later on, but there's no sells. There were no buys either because this candle closed below that area. Now you have this candle, this 30-minute candle is still open We don't know where it's going to close, so we're just waiting here. And it's closing bearish. It closed bearish with no wick at the bottom, right? Looking at the 15 minutes is a mess. 1 hour is like this. Now, this is where you start anticipating, right? You start anticipating that maybe if this 30-minute candle, it went all the way back up and it closed back down. Now, taking a sell at this point, this would be a risky trade. And I wouldn't want to take a sell at this point. Maybe I could take a sell with a smaller risk, make it a smaller risk. If I look at a stop loss, the stop is going to be, oh wow, all the way up there. Maybe want to keep it like in the middle, like around 10, 12 pips, right? This is a risky trade. In live market, I wouldn't take this trade. I would just paper trade it. But since this is simulation, I'm going to lower my risk and then take this trade, right? And then it'll be like maybe coming down to the support area, and that's about it. So if it, oh, that was quick. That was quick. Didn't really give me a chance. God damn, GJ. And it's gone. You know, like in GTA, you get killed, you're like, wasted. Yeah, this is a bad day to trade. Candle's about to close, candle's closing, and it closed right over here. Yeah, and then I think the day is done over here. It's 9 a.m. and I think the day is done. I think stop was way too tight. Should have been up over there, right? So we lost this trade, right? We lost this trade. So now we have to look to see, okay, how could we have made this trade better? I think on the 15-minute, 30-minute, I think the only way we could have made this trade better was to maybe wait a little bit for price to retrace, and then could have had a stop above the previous candle and then had a winning trade. I think that's the only thing I could see here. We could have win it with better stop loss. Yes, that's true. This was a lower risk as well, so it didn't really risk a lot on this either. So still learning, you know. It could have made a stop loss up over here. Maybe I'm just making mistakes on purpose. You know, maybe I'm making mistakes on purpose so we can all learn. Possibly, it's possible. All right, let's look at the next session here. And this is the London Open, 3 a.m., 4, 5, 6 a.m. Eastern. All right, we are at 6 a.m. Eastern. Let's take a look at the weekly. Weekly is still bullish. See, weekly is still going bullish. And within this weekly candle, we had a bullish move and bearish move and bullish move and then bearish move. Daily is now about to go bullish. This daily, man, this daily reminds me of GJ's daily candle on Friday. You guys remember GJ's daily candle on Friday or Thursday, where it just went like the previous one was bearish and the next one just went whoop. Next one went all the way bullish. Right? So maybe, if the bias is bullish, let's just remove this here. Let's just remove everything from the chart. This one and this one. And let's take a look at the 4-hour here now, right? Let's try to tell a story. 4-hour made support, whatever here, made another support here. This candle closed bearish. Then this candle closed bullish, which means it's created a support over here now. So this is a support created. Let's mark our support. Insert, shapes, support, right? Support formed. Because when you have a bullish candle formed after a bearish candle, that's a support formed. Let's take a look at the 1 hour over here. And 1 hour is actually, what it has done is it has closed above this previous resistance, right? Now, the 1 hour has closed above this resistance over here. We're not going to count this resistance here because this is now too far away. We're only looking at the most recent levels, and this is the most recent level. It does seem like it has closed above this level, and from what I can tell is that maybe there's going to be a move coming up towards this area here, right? Betula said, it sounds like a buy to me. I mean, it looks like a buy, but the other resistance is also fake out. Yes. See, now you're overthinking. Now you're overthinking. Now you're looking to see how can this not be a buy. When it looks like a buy, it acts like a buy, it talks like a buy. Once you start looking at things how it could not be a buy, then you can't take a trade. So you really have to stop overthinking, right? Overthinking is not good. So looking on the 1 hour, it just makes sense for you to say that, okay, maybe if I take a buy here, the stop is going to be below the previous candle, and then price can continue moving up. But a stop below this previous candle is going to be at what, 145.398, which is, let's say, 9 pips away. Let's make it 10, right? Let's make it 10. Let's make it like back to 2%. Now, and if you look on the 30-minute, the stop is below the 30-minute candle right over here. Now, if we look on the 30-minute, right, 30-minute candle, this candle, it broke above that resistance right over here. It broke above this resistance right over here. And then you had this bearish candle coming down, kind of like did a retest. Now, one thing about GBP/JPY is what I've noticed, it very rarely does retests. Like if it's in momentum, it's going to continue moving bullish. So I'm counting on the fact that if it's going to continue moving bullish, it should respect this previous 1 hour's low over here and continue moving up towards our desired area, which would be up over there. See, now the 30-minute candle is about to close, and 30-minute candle has closed. 30-minute candle has closed bullish with a small body, and now what we want is the 1 hour candle to maybe not embarrass me and continue moving bullish. I mean, if it doesn't embarrass me, it should continue moving bullish. We're up like 8, 9, 10, 12 pips. Perfect. So what we're going to do is we're going to close partials right over here. Close 75%. Put stops at break even. And let the rest run till, runner got stopped out. And yeah, I guess price is going to continue moving here after stopping out the runner. Oh wow, look at that. See, we secured our 10 pips and price is starting to come down. Let's take a look at the 30-minute. 30-minute is still intact. I still think it's bullish. I don't think it's bearish. I still think it's bullish here. We should continue moving bullish to this area. It's reached this area here. Let's take a look at the daily candle. The daily candle, I really think it's going to break up. Someone has missed a move. Would you advise to take a buy again on entry? Okay. So let's say someone has missed a move. Okay. So we're going to see how can we enter another position. So essentially, it's coming down to retest this area here. I don't believe it's going to go down, even though it's coming down. Right, so all right, so let's say someone has missed a move. So you would want to see a bullish candle closing in this area here. So we're still waiting at this point. 15-minute candle closed. 15-minute candle has closed bullish. Maybe this is going to be a time where you could say that, okay, maybe this is an opportunity for you to take a buy, even though this is a weak confirmation time frame. But if you look at it in detail, what we see is that price is maybe creating a support at this point for it to continue moving bullish, because you had this candle close bearish, this candle close bullish at like a minor support, because if a 15-minute time frame is creating a support, it's creating a minor support, right? And minor supports support the higher time frame analysis. So if you look on the 30-minute, even though the 30-minute hasn't closed yet, now here's something very important, right? This is a little advanced concept, which in the coming, I think 1 to 2 months, I'm going to bring it out, is that the 30-minute candle, now, okay, no, this is basically the higher time frame versus the lower time frame. This is a good opportunity to explain to you how to take a second entry. Now, this 30-minute candle is bullish, right? And someone is saying, I think it will go down a little bit more. Okay, so we're going to talk about that too. The 30-minute candle is bullish. If you look at the time, there is how many minutes are left for the 30-minute candle to close? Can someone tell me? How many minutes are left? Like approximate. 13 minutes, 14 minutes. Okay. Now 13, 14 minutes are left. Isn't it also safe to say that if this 15-minute candle goes bullish, that in turn will close the 30-minute candle also bullish, right? Okay, and for the 15-minute candle to go bullish, it has to respect the low of the previous one, right? And if then the 30-minute candle closes bullish, wouldn't it also mean for the next 30-minute candle to continue on bullish? Since the higher time frame, we're expecting it to continue going bullish. I hope that makes sense. So this will be an aggressive here. I mean, having a stop below the 15-minute candle, anticipating it to remain bullish and respect the low right over here. And it's also NY open coming on pretty soon too, which is why there's a lot of volume at at NY open. So we're probably going to modify this down over here, keep it below here, and yeah, now we're expecting this 15-minute candle to close bullish. Oh, it closed like this. We look at the 30-minute. 30-minute has also closed bullish. We look at the 1 hour. 1 hour has closed bearish, but at the same time, the 30-minute is also closed bullish. So maybe you want to move this stop a couple pips below the 30-minute candle, because if it does come down, the spread may take us out. If you were in the original trade, would you have closed partial on 30-minute bearish candle? No, because we already closed. We already closed. Would you lower your risk because of the second trade? Yeah, I would. But I mean, if it starts to break the 30-minute low, then that would be the point to maybe close partial positions. So this is the NY open, and this is, I think it's running pretty good. I think it should come up to this area here, 145,777. 30-minute candle is about to close. 30-minute candle closed bullish, and now you can basically take a second entry here, having a stop below the previous candle. But I think the stop is going to be too big now because we've missed that second entry. Yeah, right here could be the second entry, saying that okay, for the 1 hour to continue bullish, you'd want these 30-minute lows to be respected. And now I think price should continue moving bullish here. See, it's still forming. We look at the 15-minute. 15-minute is still closing bullish. 30-minute is still bullish here, which is pretty good. I think it will continue moving on. I mean, that's the anticipation here. And yeah, I think it's good. I think the daily candle is breaking the high over here. 4 hour is also breaking the high here. I think this could be the next target for the 4 hour, 145,900. We have the 15-minute close, 30-minute close. You had 10 pips? Yeah, for sure. I know. So we're going to put stops at break even here, close 75%. I think I missed my entry before. Perfect. We're moving up. Let's look at the 1 hour. 1 hour is good. 4 hours good. 4 hours reaching 146. I think 146 is pretty good. Oh, wow. Okay. Yeah, so this is a runner now, and I mean, if this runner keeps on moving on a Thursday like it did on Friday, I mean, I think we could have a 100 pip trade possibly. But looking at the daily, I think this will be a good target if daily does continue bullish, 146,750. Yeah, I think that could be a good target there. Let's take a look on the 4 hour here. Let's look left on the 4 hour. And it does seem like this could be a good target here on the 4 hour. Right around here. Yeah. With very quick moves on stop loss at break even, is there good practice to put a stop loss, say 8 pips? I think it's a good practice to put stop loss at below the lows of the candles. So if I want to trail my stop, it might get stopped out, I'll trail it below the lows of the 1 hour candles. So yeah, I mean, that's good. I think it's in profits there. Ooh, wow, we're at 60 pips here. Yeah, when GJ moves, it just doesn't care for human life. We know that, right? We're up at 70 pips. I think this is enough. This is where I'm probably going to close my runner here. And let's look at the next candles. Oh, wow. It moved up even further. Moved up 50 more pips. Magic keys doesn't work on soft forex. Nope. Magic keys don't work on soft forex. Bullish candle after bearish candle on 30 minutes. Logically, we should have taken buys on the next candle after bullish close. Yes. Take care, Dave. So let's move on to the next and the last Friday over here. Let's go towards Friday. Wow, it's kept moving. Let's take a look at the daily. Yeah, daily did go up to that level there. Key level. Wow, so nice. So nice, GJ. All right, so 4, 5, 6 a.m. Eastern. So we are at 6 a.m. Eastern, and what we see at 6 a.m. Eastern on the weekly is we have eventually went bullish. Daily is at a very, very strong resistance here. Take a look at the 4 hour. 4 hour is ranging. We have a 4 hour range here. We have a range. This is a support. This is a resistance here, so we're ranging. Looking at the 1 hour, 1 hour is also ranging here. We have a support. Let me just fix this right here. We have a support and we have a resistance here. Perfect. This is a 30 pip range. If price breaks below this, you have all these clean candles where price will come down here. And if price breaks above this resistance, which I think is going to be very highly unlikely because price has already moved up so much, and then we could maybe try to do something. So let's just clone this over to the 30-minute time frame. Oh wow, yeah, this is 30-minute time frame right here. Perfect. So we're waiting. We're waiting for price to break support. If price breaks support, there's a very high chance we might continue down to this area here. Looking at it from a smaller time frame perspective, this support would make sense. Other than that, yeah, I guess we're going to wait for our guest here. Our guest speaker is going to come on, and just joking, there's no guest speaker here today. How did you determine this support? Based on the 1 hour. So if you go to the 1 hour, you see that 1 hour was creating support. So this is support. Oh, the one below. On the 30-minute, when you see these candles moving up, you had a bearish candle, and then you had a bullish candle. So, it formed support. So support is formed in an event where it's going to support price to go up. So it formed support and then continued to go up. So when price starts to break down, I think this is the area where price will come down to, because that's the previous support. And after that is somewhere over here. So yeah, just, price is just ranging here, and we're just kind of like hanging out. See, someone can take a trade here in this range saying price will go up, but it's in the range. You can't take trades in ranges. It's very difficult. Oh, let's see if we have any news. There's no news. Core retail sales in an hour, and that's about it. Yeah, this is when Uncle Ted comes on and starts talking about psychology. Ooh, coming down. Wow. Tapped right in that support. Missed to entry. Yeah, There was no entry. There was no entry. There was no confirmation for sells. Would you put a sell stop? No, because it's Friday. We've already done our percentage. It's Friday, so there's no need to take unnecessary risks and risk something, you know. So now basically price broke below the support. So the whoa. I was gonna say that. Let me pause this. I was gonna say that you could wait for a resistance to be formed over here, but yeah, see, it's Friday. It's Freaky Friday, man. You can't take risks on a Freaky Friday. Yeah, Fridays are when the market wants the money back. You know, so yeah, it's just, yeah, I'm not even going to attempt to take a trade here. See, we're in halfway after New York Open and it's just wild. Let's take a look at the 1 hour. Yeah, 1 hour is wild. Look at 15 minutes, super wild. Yeah, walk away. This is when you just want to walk away. Let's take a look at the 30-minute here, how it closes. 30 minutes about to close. Right here. Yeah. This is so hard. Yeah, run away. Well, it's 9:30 a.m. Eastern here anyway on the simulation time, and this is when it's done. Could you program your magic keys to work on Forex platform? No. Can this be a fake out? Yeah, sure, but it's Friday, and this is the time where I usually close the charts. So I hope this the whole session for today was educational. The recording is going to be up later on in the day. Take care, everyone. I think we did good. Had the risk managed. Had a little loss there, but whatever. And yeah, we'll see you Monday morning. Thank you for coming in. Really appreciate it.